Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of operational word problems. This is standard 7.3b in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 37 off the 2016 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we've got 40 houses in a neighborhood. I'm going to go ahead and put that into a strip diagram just so we can keep track of what we're actually looking for. So a total of 40 houses, that's our total. And we've got it broken up into, looks like, 3 chunks. So I'm going to draw them. I'm just going to split this into thirds, but it's not meant to be proportional. Right, so this is company X, and that's 1/8. We've got company Y, which is 2/5, and then Z is just leftovers. But you notice our answer is not a fraction. We need to figure out what that number for Z is, and we need to make sure it's an actual number, not a fraction. So what we need to do is we need to take this X and this Y, and let's see if we can figure out what those numbers actually are. So let's take a look at X. I've got 1/8 of 40. So I want to take my 40 and I want to cut it into 8 equal pieces, and I want to take one of those pieces. So we've got 2 options. What we could do is we can take our 40, right? We can divide it by 8. And we could say, well, that's just going to be 5. So each piece is going to be 5, and I'm just going to take one of those pieces, so that's just going to be 5. Or the simpler way is to say that of represents times. So 1/8 times 40. Any whole number can be turned into a fraction if you make it over 1. And now multiplying by fractions. Fractions is going to be super easy because we don't have to get a common denominator like we do with addition or subtraction. We just multiply straight across. So we've got 40/8. Now, how do we turn that improper fraction to a mixed number? Well, guess what? You divide up. Either way, you're going to end up dividing 8 into 40, but most of us can kind of do that. That's a basic fact. So that's 5. So there's 35 left, right? So I've got 5 out of my 40 right here. There's 35 left. Let's see what this 2/5 turns into. So we can do that same thing, that 2/5 of 40, right? So let's say I want to take my 40 and I want to divide it by 5 to see how big each of these chunks are. And so that is going to be, 5 goes into 40 8 times. So each chunk is worth 8, and I'm going to take 2 of those chunks. So that's going to give me 16. The other way to do that is to look at it like this. 2/5 times 40 over 1. Now it's going to be a little bit different here because we have to multiply across. So 2 times 40, that's going to give me 80. 5 times 1 is 5. So now I need to divide my 80 by my 5, and so that's going to go once, and you know what we're going to end up getting, right? We're going to end up getting that 16 because that's what we already did. So there's 2 different ways that we can arrive at that 16. So I've got 16 as company Y. So my company X is going to be 5. X equals 5, Y equals 16, Z equals a mystery number, and we know the total needs to equal 40. So we're close, right? 16 is one of our answer choices, but that's just company Y. We're looking for company Z. And so what we need to do here is we need to look at it just like, okay, 6 plus 16 plus 5 plus what makes that 40. So let's just add the 16 and the 5. So that is going to be 21 plus something equals 40. Let's just go ahead and do a fact family. That's just 40 minus 21, and that is going to equal 19. Our answer is D.